They couldn't open the door, but they forgot the word key.
I lost my key.
Yeah. So what they told the person instead was, I cannot open my door. Okay. Instead of saying I lost my key, they said I cannot open my door. And the person that you're speaking to will probably figure out that, oh, you lost your key. Okay. So this example was, if you forget a word as you're speaking, say it a different way with something that you remember. And it's perfectly fine, because what you're trying to do is have a conversation, right? I think it's appropriate, right? Appropriate. Appropriate. It's okay. Okay. So
find out, figure out how different.
I'm sorry, what?
Find out and figure out how different. I figure out another word to say.
Yes.
About find out. I think find out is the same as
Find out. And the same as figure out. Exactly. Yes. Yes.
Figure out.
Yeah, you're trying to figure out. You're trying to find out.
I think it's the same.
Same. Yeah. Yes. So again, what's my point in this conversation? What am I trying to tell you? What is my point?
If you don't know that word, you try to reach around the bush to say.
It's not really beating around the bush, but the point is you flow with the conversation. You don't stop. You don't stop. Yeah.
You flow.
Flow. F-L-O-W. Yeah.
Flow.
Yeah.
Like the
Flow.
water flow.
Yeah, like the water flows. You don't stop. If you continue with the conversation.
Flow.
Yes. So we get very hung up, right? Hung up. We get hung up. I think that's an idiom, right? Would you say that's an idiom? We get hung up. Have you ever heard that one before? Hung up?
I don't just hang out, I know.
Well, hung up, yeah, is, you stop, you think too much, right? You stop, you think too much. Some people get occupies time. Another way is use too much time. For maybe a small matter. Use too much time for small matter. Small things, yeah. So some people get hung up in a habit. Some people get hung up in talking about politics too much. Okay? Yeah, you can say that person's just hung up, talks about politics every time I talk to him. But my point is what? Okay? My point is to exactly flow in the conversation. Yes. Yes. I'm waiting on you. I'm waiting on you to tell me what that is. I didn't forget. The word's still up there.
I thought
Enforce. No, I did not forget. Okay. So the word enforce. Good. But I want you.
Not enforce.
So in this example, cracking down, they're enforcing, okay? Make people obey the law, right? Right? Enforcing, making people obey, following the law, okay? Okay. So we said yesterday the police were cracking down, enforcing the law. Okay. What's the opposite? If I don't enforce something, I just let it go and I what? Okay. The opposite. Okay. So I'm asking, what is the opposite of enforce? Okay. So enforce means, the word force, right? Right. So force, right? Enforce. Okay. Do you guys know? What would the opposite of forcing, enforcing,
Teacher, key opposites.
opposite?
Key opposites.
Okay, if I just go on with the class, okay, if I just continue with the class and I forget about, I'm not going to enforce somebody to give me the answer. I'm not going to force somebody to do that. I'm just going to...
But I'm very happy you are not enforced.
I know you know the word. I know that you know this word. I'm sure you all know this word. I think I need a coffee today. My coffee. No sugar.
No sugar. No sugar.
Teacher, enforce cleans my room.
Yeah. Well, somebody would enforce you, right? Your boss,
Yeah.
okay, would enforce you to clean your room, correct? Yes.
Thank you.
Yes. Yeah. Your boss would enforce you to clean your room. Okay. There's a lot of.
Coffee.
Oh, thank you. Oh, these are good. So there's more than one word that you could use. There's more than one word that you could use that would be the opposite of enforce. Okay? More than one word that you could use as an opposite. Allow. Allow would be I think you could use allow, right? Because you're I'm not sure that's the best one, but it's pretty close. Okay. But there's a better one. Huh? Which we're talking about the word enforce. Okay? Yes. You know what enforce means. Okay? You're forcing something to happen. Yesterday we were talking about the police cracking down on visa violations. Okay? So they're enforcing the law. They're making people obey the law. Okay? And I asked the class what is the opposite word for enforce? Okay? Hello. Yeah. Thank you very much. I had no coffee today. So the opposite of enforce, okay? Indulgent.
Indulgent.
Indulgent. I'm not sure. I don't know. I wouldn't say that is. Yes. Free. Opposite of enforce. Freedom. No, you're kind of close. Okay. You can say that. It's perfectly fine. It's perfectly fine to say that. But I'm trying to get you to think a little more. Okay. Thinking in English, right? Okay.
It is difficult.
I know. You know? A limit? A limit. I'm sorry. Not sure about that word. Okay. I know you know what word it is. What is that? Wait, I need my glasses. Not forcing. Not obligatory. Yes. But there's another word I'm looking for. Do you give up? Do we give up? Huh? Okay, so if you're not enforcing the law, okay, and you allow everybody to overstay their visa, right? You know, your police are not enforcing. They're you know this word? Isn't that a good word?
Yes.
Did you have it? Did you have that word? Huh? Okay. Okay. So you knew that word. I knew all of you know what this word is, right? I knew you all knew that word. Okay. So I'm ignoring the law. This is very good coffee today. Ignore. Enforce. Yes. So I could have just gone on, since nobody could guess the word. I could have ignored it and moved on, right? I could have ignored getting the answer and moved on, right? But I was making you think a little more.
Not interested.
Is what?
Not interested.
Ignore, not interested. Yeah, and you can.
Same.
It's close. It's close. I could say that
Disregard.
somebody's calling me on the phone now, and I'm going to ignore the call. I'm going to ignore the call. I don't want to answer the call. Sometimes I ignore people that always complain, right? I ignore people that always complain. I ignore things I do not want to do. Okay, thinking in English. Okay, all right. I'm going to enforce. I am going to enforce the assignment. Okay, that we had yesterday, and my assignment that I gave to myself. Okay. What I learned is estoy comprejado en el cinta. And estoy Spanish, right? Estoy complejar. Okay? I didn't know these words. Okay? So I was behind what you had to do. I had more work to do than you. Okay? Because I did not know. You know the English words. Okay? So it was easier for you. But for me, I was walking on the treadmill last night. Okay? And I thought, well, I'm going to use my thinking in Spanish because I'm walking on the treadmill. And this morning, when I woke up, I remembered, estoy complejado en el cinta. Cinta, C-I-N-T-A. And I think I'll remember that. Like tonight, when I get on the treadmill. And what I learned, two things. Well, I learned new words. I learned in Spanish that complejar, the word complejar, walk. Okay. Complejardo, walking. Okay. And yeah, so that's a good word to know because that's a common word that I could use in a conversation. Complejar. Estoy, I am. Okay. Sometimes in Spanish, it's confusing, and maybe the same in English, because I am, there's more than one word, more than one way to say that in Spanish. Because another thing that when I did another exercise, and it was not estoy that they used. So I don't know my grammar in Spanish as well as you know your grammar in English and my words. So, but my point, okay, my point is I learned something from that. And I also learned how difficult that it is to do. So it's not easy, okay? But I'm going to make, what am I going to do? What am I going to make?
Make a sentence.
I'm going to make a sentence, yes, but I want to do this every day, okay? So I want to create, I want to develop every day. What do I want? What's the word for that? I said this yesterday, okay?
Berries.
Huh?
Several berries. Berry. Use all day.
Yeah, I want to do something every day. I want to develop a habit. Right? Okay. And how do we develop habits? By doing it every day, forcing ourselves every day. And after you've developed the habit, it's easy, right? You don't have to think. It just you do it every day. So who could tell me what they thought of? What were they thinking this morning when you woke up, or yesterday when you left on the bus or on your way home? What were you thinking in English?
I thinking too much, and finally I don't know what is my point.
Thinking too much. Well, remember what I said about that, right? I said don't think too much, right? I did say don't think too much. Make it simple. Keep it simple, right? Okay. But just something very little, okay? Maybe you thought about the alarm clock. Maybe you thought about brushing your hair, brushing your teeth, combing your hair, making coffee or tea. I know somebody thought of something, right? Raise your hand if you thought of something.
At the park.
Wish missed this, so I'll let her go. And you guys missed this too. We were talking yesterday about developing a habit to think in English. Think in English.
I think positive thinking in this morning at the park. Yeah, when I jogging, I heard some group talk about politics, some group talk about traveling, some group
Were they speaking English or? Okay. But were you thinking what
I
they?
think in English.
Good.
Talking at all. That group, that lady, she talk about food, and that group they talk about the politics, and this group they talk about
Okay.
traveling.
Good. So you did more than what I asked. You were observing. You were watching other people, thinking about what they were talking about. Yeah, that's a real good way to think English.
And someone claimed the other, I think, and they talked to me, and I told her, please in the morning, we just thinking about positive thinking.
Yes.
And all day you're very happy.
Yes. Do not think of politics in the morning, right? No, that's the worst thing to think about in the morning. Because yes, yes. I do not like. I don't turn the TV on and listen to news in the morning because it's always politics, and then I get frustrated, right?
Well, you're upset all day.
Yes. Not a good way to start your day. Positive. Yes.
And anyway.
Because we can't change politics, right? So why get hung up on it, right? Yeah, if you see them again, just say, don't get hung up on it. What can you do? How are you going to change it, right?
I just smile, and today is weather is very good. It's the breeze. Don't talk about politics.
Exactly. Yes. Did you think of anything in English this morning? Did you think when you woke up, an activity that you were doing in the morning? Think of the words in English. Remember, we were beginning very simple with just a word. Okay? When I wake up, maybe I look at the clock. Okay? Well, I think of the word clock in English. Okay? Then maybe I brush my hair or comb my hair or take a shower. Different activities in the morning when you wake up. And the morning is good because your mind is fresh, your mind is clear, right? And it's a good time to spend 1 minute thinking in English. Okay. So we'll go back to the computer, and I have some more to talk about with that thinking in English. Okay. And remember yesterday, there's 4 different levels, skills to think in English, and we're going to keep it, keep it simple to start, because I'm doing the same thing with Spanish, and I know it's hard. Okay. I also have some grammar.